Start all that over, the whole video. Ready? Welcome to Bullman Built RC. I am Matt, your favorite YouTuber's least favorite YouTuber, and today I'm going to go over all the Visions that I bought. I have known Bob and Krista for almost 2 years now, and I've bought a ton of wheels from them back and forth. I bought some to sell and all this other stuff, and I've gotten some collectible wheels, and I've gotten wheels that were made for other things that kind of like were collectible, and then I got them back. And so I bought a bunch at Beat the Creek this year, and then I've also bought some from people, and then I bought some just a couple days or weeks ago, whatever. We'll start with what I got at BTC. A lot of them are already mounted. I think all of them actually. And I'll kind of go over what they are and what I'm doing with them and everything, and then we'll open the box and we'll go over some stuff that I also got for the wheels. I have some bolts and stuff, like some scale screws, but they're in the mail. I don't know what the hell's going on, but apparently from California to Indiana, I might as well have walked them here. So it just is what it is. I was hoping they'd be here by now, but apparently not. So let's go. These are the Atlas. I have a pair that is brand new over here with the stock rings. And then on my Project IJ, I have another set that has blasted VP IBTRs, I believe those are. I really like them. They look a lot like, almost like steel wagon wheels with a few more holes, but they've got like a decorative ring thing around the actual face, so the spokes are a little bit smaller, and then they've got the ring. I like them a lot. I think they're super, super cool. So I threw them on this just because it fits like a Jeep vibe, so I got them on there. I love them a lot. They have scale hardware, they've got scale hubs, and the scale hardware holding the rings on and everything. This truck is awesome. We'll go over that some other time. And then I also have them on this. This was a project that I had going on, and then I found something else I want to build that's really close to it but better. So now this doesn't really have a home, but it does have the Atlases on it. These are J Concepts hunks and the holds. So the Super Swamper lookalikes and the Bogger lookalikes. So this is going to be super cool. I'll probably end up throwing the drivetrain under something else, and we'll go from there. But right now, I just got some HD 44s and wheels and a nice transmission, all that stuff, just chilling there waiting for a project, which is how half of the things I have go. Next, continuing with the Jeep theme, I have this. This is my Nilla Bear 11, and this was built by Jordan. He builds Jeep things really well, and I had him build me a Jeep. And so I've got this all built, but the Visions are, I believe these are called six spokes, six something. I'll have to put it up on the screen because I cannot remember what these things are called. There it is. They also have scale hardware in the ring, they have scale hardware in the hubs, and then they have scale hubs as well. I think that these really set off this Jeep pretty well. I did have a different set of Visions on it, but I didn't have the spare, and I kind of like these better, so I wanted to swap these on because it also has the deluxe iron rocks on it, and they just look wonderful around these wheels. The Vision wheels are kind of a smaller spoke, like head on. I mean, clearly they're still pretty thick wheels, but the spoke is a little bit slimmer, so it has a whole lot of open area in the wheel, and I really, really like that, especially now that I've put rotors behind them. So I believe these are super shafty rotors behind there, and they kind of sit flat with the face of the wheel, and I think they look awesome. So that is another set that I bought. Next time, this is a truck that I call the Burr Buggy, and it is clearly a Suburban. It has the J Concepts pinch front end, but more importantly, it has the Vision Sunbursts on it. I bought these wheels because they were kind of there and they were a little different, and I could not figure out a truck that I liked them on, because without tires, I do have to admit they looked kind of like, just kind of funky. They look like late 90s like sport truck wheels or something, and I just couldn't figure out what I wanted. So once I actually put them on tires, they looked a lot better. So I wrapped them with some Treps, and then they have 3D printed foams of some sort in the front and a dual stage regular foam in the rear. I love them on this thing. They look really, really good, and they obviously work really well. I had no problems with them. The only problem I had with this in October was one of the kingpin bolts falling out. So these are Sunbursts, probably one of my favorites. I love this buggy, and I love these wheels with the buggy. I think the whole thing looks killer. As soon as I finish the panels, this thing will be super sick, I think at least. And so yeah, I got those 1.9 Sunbursts. Next, this is turning into a little bit more of a truck show off than I really planned, but This is what I call the Pineapple. This is one of my favorite trucks. It's one of the older trucks on the channel, and it works really well. I did have CNCs on it, and they were a little wide. They're slots. They really fit the look of the truck, but they weren't like in that 7.5, 800 area where everything kind of clamps tight. They were a little wider, and I didn't have enough foam in it, and tires shifted around and everything, and kind of made it act a little funny. So I did put these. These are the stepped star, and I like these a lot. These are the stainless scale hardware for the B-lock rings, and then it has locked up hub hardware in the center. They do have some hubs in the front. I don't have rear hubs yet for the rear, but I think these look so much better. But I may replace them with what I'm getting ready to open here in just a second. It's in the box because they kind of go back to that aluminum slot look, and I may like them a tad better once I see them on here. So I got those. I like them a lot, but they may be going on something else because I may have found something that I like even more from Vision. So I got those. Next. Now, at some point in time, I got these from Nolan. I can't remember exactly what these are called, but they did come with the Yokohama Geolander MTs. So these are one of my favorite tire. They actually have some really nice foam in them. I would like some 3D printed foam, but it is what it is. They do have a stripped screw or a broken screw somewhere, but he said he glued it in, and you can't really tell. And he actually, he came out and told me that stuff, but I'm not 100% sure where it is. So I'll figure it out. I'm going to dismount these one day anyway, and probably clean them up a little bit, put different rings on them, and then put them up, maybe put them on the wall just for show. But I think they're super, super cool. These were a limited edition. I think these are a couple years old now, and I like them a lot. So I got those. Next, these are Beat the Creek 10-year anniversary wheels. I love these things. I won't be using them. I will be putting them up somewhere, kind of put them on the wall. I may mount them up and put them on something just to kind of show off, but I won't be running them. This is much more of a collector edition for me than something to run. Next, the other day on a Monday Night Live, speaking of Monday Night Live, we try to every Monday go live on YouTube at 7 o'clock Eastern, whatever time that is for you. It's Doug and Jordan and I, so check that out. While you're at it, check out the channel membership. I try to post videos or a picture every day. You get to see videos early, and you get to see behind the scenes things that other people don't get to see. I post members only videos and post pictures and stuff, so think about checking that out. It's pretty cheap, only a couple bucks a month. You hit the join, or you gotta go to the internet and do whatever, because sometimes phones are stupid. Also, make sure to check out the Facebook group, the Facebook page for the channel, and the Instagram, Bullman Built RC, across the board. Back to the regular video. I was taking these apart. These are Kiffs. I'm not 100% sure exactly how you say that, but these are one of my favorite wheels that Vision does. So these are the older ones. They're 18 hole, I think, and now Bob came out with the 24 hole. These use a little bit different ring, and I like the extra bolts that they have in them, mostly because I think they look a little bit better. These are easy to mount because they have 6 less bolts per wheel, so that's a good 24 bolts that you don't have to mess with, but still. So I will be selling these as usual. They will go to my channel members first. They will get first dibs, then it goes to my group, then it goes out to Facebook, just because that's how that works. I mounted those up. They do have deluxe carbon fiber rotors behind them and 350 hubs. I do use actual VP hubs because the 440 hardware fits a little bit better in here. And then they have SSD scale hardware, and they're mounted on some Predator compound Sheeper Schwipers because that's my favorite tire. So I got those and mounted them up. Next. Now, I did open this the other day, but I taped a little bit of it shut just to hold it closed so that shit didn't go everywhere. I opened this the other day before Monday Night Live, and I did get the Kiffs out because I needed something to do, and I was planning on going to Jordan's, but we had to have a live here, and it kind of, everything, I needed something to do that was a lot different than what I was going to take to Jordan. So I did get this out. I grabbed a pair of Kiffs, but there should be 5 other pairs of wheels in here. Okay, so I also have Sour Patch Kids, which is freaking awesome. That is one of my favorite candies, is the Sour Patch Kids. And I got some Swedish Fish. I believe one of my kids likes those, so I'll probably pass those on. So that's my little receipt decal thing. So I also got these. These are Creeps. these are what I was talking about earlier. These are more of an aluminum slot style wheel. They do have a 6-hole instead of 5, which kind of is a little bit different. But this is what I believe I'm going to put the tires from the Pineapple on, because I think this is a better look for it, and it kind of gives it that old school look while still being nice and shiny and new. And I like these a lot. These are super cool. I wasn't really paying attention the first time they went on sale when Bob made the first batch, and I missed out. So I went ahead and got another pair. I got 2 pairs actually. So now I have a pair for the Pineapple, and I have a pair to put on something else eventually. I don't know. They're kind of a limited edition thing. He only does little runs, so I just buy them when I like them and see them. So I got that. Next up are the Woops. I'm not sure. They have a like a 90s Gambler 500, I think, by, what were those, Centerline, American Racing kind of vibe, and they also kind of remind me of OMFs. So they're just they're very holy kind of things. I think they're super cool. I'm not 100% sure where I'm going to put them, but I do like them a lot. So I went ahead and bought 2 sets of these. There's 1,000 things that I can put them on. And the nice thing is, now that he's making them in 24-hole with the ring, either VP rings or the Amazon knockoff rings, or really anybody else's 24-hole rings that you can get from, like Motorworks does some, and all sorts of other stuff. JEC was doing them, but I don't know what is going on with all of them now. But anywho, any 24 ring will fit these now, which is much more convenient for everybody that wants to change them up and doesn't want to use just the regular shiny ring. So I got those. Next, so I'm going to put some music on. I'm going to mount up a couple sets of tires, and I'll put this into high speed and jam out and everything. And then I will show you what I did, show you some of these wheels mounted up with some tires, and then we will wrap it up and send her on home. I always appreciate Bob and Krista. They are so nice to me, and they've always been so good to me, and that's why I do the things that I do for them. Make sure to go check them out and everything, because they make some of the coolest wheels, and they are some of the nicest freaking people. They're a smaller company, so everything that you do for them has a much bigger effect for them. That pretty much wraps it up, and I appreciate you watching. Go check out Vision RC, and I will see you later. Bye!